goal of this video is to provide a thorough step-by-step introduction to using Libby, a free app where you can access ebooks, audiobooks, and magazines through your public library. You need a library card to use Libby and its services. Libby is accessible as an app through the Google Play Store as well as the Apple App Store, but this tutorial will focus on Libby as a web browser, which can be accessed through any browser such as Google, Firefox, Safari, and more. Those who are completely unfamiliar with the Libby app can benefit from this tutorial. You will learn how to log in, navigate the app, and check out materials. Feel free to follow along, pause the video, or use the chapters as provided along the bottom of the video and in the description to find out what you need. Once the app is open, you will see this page. We are going to assume that you already have a library card and click Yes. This will bring you to a page that gives you three options: copy from another device, search for a library, and guess my library. If you already have a Libby account, you can copy your data from another device quickly, but we're going to assume that you've never used Libby before. Search for a library will take you to this page, where you can type in the name of your local library. I'm going to use my system, the Sonoma County Library, as an example. Once you click this here, you can already start to browse your library's offerings, but we're going to click Sign in with my card so we can check out materials right away. If your county has separate county branches, you will see multiple options, like this, so select the one that applies to you. Now, it will ask for your library card number. Your library card number can be found underneath the barcode. This is what that looks like on my example card. Next, you will need to enter the PIN or password associated with this library card number. After that, you're in. Click Next, and we can start exploring the app. Some materials can be read on a Kindle. If you have a Kindle and want to use it, click Yes here. Otherwise, click Skip. Now you can start browsing on Libby and checking out materials on this device. Remember, you will need to repeat this process whenever you are using Libby on a new computer for the first time. At the bottom center of your screen, there are 5 tabs, so let's start by exploring left to right. There is the Search tab, Your Library, the Menu, Your Shelf, and Your Timeline. The second tab can be used to browse materials recommended and curated by librarians at your library. By selecting some of these filters at the top of the page, you can access some popular lists quickly. In order to search directly, though, you can go to the Search tab. At the very top, you have a search bar you can use to search by name, series, or author, and you can use the blue filter button here to narrow down your search results. You can select as many filters as you like in order to narrow down those results. From here, you can click on the picture of the cover in order to read more details. If you want to find more from this author, you can click on their name to find more titles by them available on Libby. Now that you've found the correct title, all you have to do is click Borrow. There, you will see the length of your borrow time, and you can just click the Borrow button again to add it to your shelf. If the title is being used, it will say Place Hold, and you can make a hold on the item instead. If you're placing a hold on the item, it will tell you approximately how long you will have to wait and how many people are in line in front of you. If you put the item on hold, you will be notified and you have to go into the app again to check it out once the waiting period is over. For magazines, these options will be slightly different, as you instead have the choice to open the book right away or subscribe to the magazine. After you open the magazine and close it again, you will then have the option to check it out for 7 days. The shelf is where you can find the items you've currently checked out or put on hold. When you first go to the shelf, it will also show you your most recent loans at the top here, show you items that are close to expiring, and the rest of your loans at the bottom. When an item expires on Libby, it will be automatically returned and you will need to check it out again to get access. The timeline allows you to see a history of all the materials you've checked out. If you click on the blue Loans button, you can use the filter to sift through all the loans you've already taken out. The blue Holds button does the same for items currently on hold. If you click on this small button on the right by the dividing line, you can jump to a specific month and year. When you have an ebook open and fully loaded, your screen should look something like this. The number to the left of the circle showing an image of the cover, here, will show you the page number of the page you currently have on screen. To the right, it will show you how many pages the book has in total. This number may change depending on font size and screen size. Underneath the image, it will display the chapter title. If you click on the chapter title, it will bring you to a table of contents menu that will allow you to skip to any chapter in the book. Underneath the chapter title, you will find a navigation bar that will allow you to scroll through the book by clicking and dragging the bar left and right to find a certain page. To get reading, you simply click in the center of the book to get rid of the menu, and then click on the right side of your screen to turn a page to go forwards, and to the left to go backwards. If you click in the center of your book at any time, you can open up the menu again. In the top right corner, you will see 4 separate options to adjust your reading experience. This first button will switch your screen view from a single-page view to a 2-page view, which will look like this. You simply toggle it to switch back and forth between the 2 views. The second button will open up an Appearance and Accessibility menu on the bottom of your screen. Here, you can change the size of the text to be bigger or smaller by sliding this button back and forth, left to be smaller and right to be bigger. And if you need the text to be even bigger, you can click this button here, which will give you more sizing options. Underneath, you have 3 visual options, which can change the coloring of your screen to be dark, like it is now, sepia, or bright. Underneath that, you can select different fonts for the text, including a dyslexia-friendly font, Open Dyslexic, or even a custom font. The third button is the Search button, which allows you to search for specific words or phrases within the book, which you can select to bring you to that page. The final button to the right of that allows you to view any bookmarks or highlights you've made previously. To make a bookmark, you select this little bookmark button somewhere on this white bar, but its location may change depending on the size of your device. In order to highlight a word, you simply click and hold your mouse over the word or phrase you want to highlight until it is selected. Once you let go of the mouse button, a menu will appear on the top or bottom of your screen. If you don't know what the highlighted word or phrase means, you can define it by clicking here, and a dictionary will appear. If you want to highlight it, you can do so by selecting one of these colors. If you want to search for any other time the word is used within the book, click here. At the top left of your screen, you can click the back arrow to exit the book at any time. Navigating a magazine is very similar to navigating an ebook. However, in the top right menu there will be an extra button in between the first and third button, which will allow you to zoom in. From there, you can use the plus button on the bottom right to zoom in further, or the minus button to zoom out. The Appearance and Accessibility menu will also be slightly different. You can still adjust the text size and color of the screen, but you can also adjust what the bottom navigation bar looks like with these buttons. If you have selected this button, the navigation bar will look like this, and if you selected this button, the navigation bar will look like this. Underneath this setting, you can adjust whether or not the article button appears as you navigate the magazine. This button will appear at the bottom center of your screen, and, when selected, articles will take up the entirety of your screen. You can read through different articles by using the 2 arrows on the bottom left, or find a specific article by selecting this button. On the bottom right of the page, you can bring up the Appearance and Accessibility menu by clicking here. To get out of the article view, you can select this arrow at the top of the screen at any time, or select Done at the bottom right when viewing an article. When you open up an audiobook, your screen should look like this. At the top right menu, the first button is to change the playback speed of the audio to make playback slower or faster. Your current speed will be displayed here. In order to choose another speed, select one of these handy presets or click and drag this bar. The second button on the top right menu is a sleep timer. Once a time is selected, the audiobook will pause automatically after the allotted amount of time. You can turn this on by selecting one of the presets here or adjusting the bar here up to 2 hours. You can look to the upper left corner and the button will have changed to display the amount of time remaining on the timer. The third button will show you any bookmarks you have made on the audiobook. To make a bookmark, click on the fourth button and a bookmark will be made at the current time being displayed on the audiobook. This bar below the menu buttons will show you where you are in the audiobook. The number to the left displays how much time has passed. This button in the middle displays the percentage of the audiobook that has been completed, and the number to the right shows how much time is left in the audiobook. This number will change if you skip back and forth between chapters, regardless of actual listening time. By clicking on the image of the audiobook on the center of the screen, a description of the audiobook will pop up, along with time spent reading, which will display your actual listening time. Skipping back and forth via the navigation bar won't change this number. In the main menu on the third tab under Help and Support, at the very bottom of the page, you can click on the pink Settings button. On this page, you can configure many things about your reading experience on Libby. If you click on the second pink link, Accessibility Features, you can click these buttons here to reduce color variation, reduce text variation, and reduce motion in the animations. You can add another card by going to the menu on the third center tab. If you have multiple cards in the same library, you can select the pink Manage Cards button underneath your list of library cards to quickly add another one. Click the Add Another Card button, select your library branch, and enter in your card number and password following the same instructions as given at the beginning of the tutorial. To add a card from another library, select Add Library, and then type in the library system information. Select your branch and enter in your card number and password following the same instructions as given at the beginning of the tutorial. When you remove your card, you are functionally logging out of Libby on a certain device. Removing your card on one computer does not mean that you've removed your card on your phone, tablet, or even another computer. You can do so by going to the menu on the third center tab and selecting the pink Manage Cards button underneath your list of library cards. Then click the button on the bottom left corner of the card you wish to remove, Actions, here. A pop-up with various options will appear where you can verify your selected card, rename the selected card, change the color of the selected card, and, in red, remove the selected card. After you select Remove Card the first time, it will warn you that by doing so you are going to be deleting the card's data off of Libby on your computer and ask if you're sure. After selecting the red button that says Yes, Remove Card, the process is now complete. There are many features and special functions that can be used and explored with Libby. If you are struggling to use Libby on a web browser or struggling to get started, hopefully this tutorial helped answer some important questions you might have had. Thank you for watching.